there was a little bit of a history before Steffens started.
Okay.
They actually started as a fight club.
Fight club.
Yeah, a fight club. And there was a small concessions area, and they sold burgers and hot dogs. And actually, what they were famous for is donuts. And actually, that was
Really?
something that carried through, I believe, until the 70s. And it kind of was a lost art form. There was a gentleman that worked for a very long time who...
What's up, Camden County? Alison Shores, Camden County Chamber of Commerce, and you are catching the 27th episode of the Getting in Your Business podcast. This Getting in Your Business podcast is made possible by our Chairman Circle sponsors, Comcast Business, Georgia Power Company, Georgia's Own Credit Union, Sparklight, Plug Power, St. Mary's DDA, TDS Telecom, and Ameris Bank. Whew, that was a lot to get through. Okay. Today, you guys, we have some very, very cool people in the studio, and I'm so excited. Thank you, Kris and Dana, for joining me from Steffens, guys. Steffens. I'm so excited y'all are here. Thank y'all for agreeing to do this. So first things first, I want to get to know a little bit about you two. So who's going to start and telling me a little bit about Kris and Dana?
Okay, I'll start.
All right.
So I'm the owner of Steffens. I've been there since 2006. I'm here with my wife, and we run the business together. And we have 3 kids.
3 kids.
Yep.
Okay. So y'all aren't busy at all.
No, not at all.
So Kris, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yep.
And when did you come down to Camden County?
I've been living in Camden County since 2006.
2006. So what was life before Steffens?
Life before Steffens, I was actually working for a corporate food service in Boston. At Boston University, it was Aramark. I had a grab-and-go deli and a Starbucks.
Okay.
Yep.
So the food industry has kind of been in your blood for a while.
Yeah, and I kind of moonlighted as a appetizer, saute cook.
Look at you.
In a restaurant. I kind of like the action of the kitchen, always have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. And what's so funny is I actually get to see you cooking in the kitchen. Like one time I went back there, I'm like, oh, he is like getting with this. I love it. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Steffens, because it's an iconic place here in Camden County. And I don't know if people really know any of the history. I think there's a lot of stuff maybe rumored and things that we would love to be true, but I don't really know that they are. So I'm going to ask you to give me a little rundown. So when was Steffens originally, like Steffens, when did it get built and what was it? All the things.
So Steffens is since 1948, but there is a little bit of a history before Steffens started.
Okay.
They actually started as a fight club.
Fight club.
Yeah, a fight club. And there was a small concessions area, and they sold burgers and hot dogs. And actually, what they were famous for is donuts. And actually, that was
Really?
something that carried through, I believe, until the 70s. And it kind of was a lost art form. There was a gentleman that worked for a very long time who could not read.
Yeah.
So he was called out the tickets, and he had a very good memory.
Mm-hmm.
But just about every business owner that owned a food service establishment in the area tried to steal him.
Oh, I
It
can
worked
imagine.
for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
He was too proud to admit that he could not read the tickets, and
Yeah.
so they didn't know that they had to call them out to him properly, and it just didn't work.
Wow.
And he would always wind up back at Steffens, and he was the donut guy, and really kind of stuck with almost every owner. Well, probably the first 3 owners.
Oh, wow.
Over 50 years or more.
Wow. Now, okay. So it started off as a fight club and a concession stand, 1920s. So fast forward 1948. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Is when Steffens was actually Steffens. Now I want to go to one. So I've heard rumors that Elvis Presley stopped and ate at Steffens.
I believe that's true.
We believe it's true. Okay. All right. Because I think, Steffens was there before the interstate was built. And I don't know if people realize how busy Highway 17 really was, because it goes from Maine all the way to Miami. So, I mean, that's how people got to and from. There was no interstate. So Steffens then was popping even more than, now. Like, I can't even imagine, because literally they would say, I saw pictures of people trying to go to the beach, and they would literally be back to back. I mean, just bumper to bumper to bumper on all the, right here in downtown Kingsland. And it's so wild to me. Okay, so let's see. So did it change owners in the 70s? Is that right?
Yes, it was the Steffens family from 48 to I think it was the early 70s, or maybe even approaching the time when 95 was announced.
Okay.
I think that was maybe the time that Ma Steffens decided she didn't want to do it anymore.
Wow.
And Daryl Dial came in, and he was a local guy, and he had ideas about how he wanted to run the place and, essentially cater to locals. And Mrs. Steffens had been running for a long time, and it was a huge interstate business, and they had gas pumps outside, Sinclair gasoline, hotel rooms in the back. One of them we just tore down a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Was the last one that we would taken down and had just pretty much almost fallen into the earth. But
yeah.
His idea was he wanted to cater to locals, and she said, that's a terrible idea. You need to cater to, to the interstate travelers. They're the ones with the money. The locals are, she didn't have nice things to say about the locals at the time. And said, they'll pretty much, nickel and dime you out of business. And so he catered to them, obviously.
He didn't listen to her. He said, you know what? I love my locals.
Yeah. He started to listen to the things that they were saying and offer the specials that they liked. And I think it was at that time that the chicken and dumplings on Friday started, and it's been a thing ever since.
I was about to say.
He's very well revered, and he ran the business for a long time. I had a conversation with him maybe a year and a half ago.
Really?
Just a walking encyclopedia on the place. It's amazing.
Man. So, wow. Okay, so then when did you got it in 2006?
6.
And did you get to come in and redo the menu completely, or did you leave some things and add some things? What did you do with the menu then?
So when I got there, to many people's surprise, maybe it wasn't, the business wasn't doing as well as what, it is now and what it had been historically.
And 2006 was a hard time. We were starting to go, we weren't very far from being in a recession, so, things were starting to, it was just a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And the kitchen crew kind of had disappointed and been forced to essentially close at 5 o'clock, and we were running a single shift. And so when I first came in, no, I didn't change a lot. I just really evaluated what we were doing. I wanted to really see what we were doing right and what we were doing wrong, and just go item by item and say, this is fantastic, or we could do better. And so we did that, and I had a business meeting. It was on a Monday or Tuesday night. And we had been closed at night for years, and there was just a solid stream of people coming through the parking lot. And I just realized the opportunity that we were missing in not being open longer hours. Of course, Steffens, back in the day was a 24-hour establishment under Ma Steffens. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so and from what I'm told, a lot of the times the motel rooms would go to employees, because if you had a trouble showing up to work, she would make you.
Yeah.
So she would know right where to find you. She's rumored to be very, very tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, now, what is your favorite thing on the menu?
Right now, the Philly cheesesteak.
Okay. What is yours, Dana?
Probably the burgers of the day.
Really? See, I love your breakfast, and I love that breakfast is all day long. Because I'm one of those people, I'll eat breakfast for lunch, and I love breakfast. So I went through this time where all I would go in there and get was your chicken and biscuits with the gravy.
Yummy.
Oh my God. It is so good. And here's the thing. What I love about you guys is when I go in there, I know what I'm getting. And I think that's a big thing. I know what I'm getting as far as it's going to be just like I ordered it, 2 weeks ago, last week, whatever. There's just a lot of consistency. So I really appreciate you guys. Now, let's talk about some of the things that are on your menu, because some things have changed. I get to see, I think a lot of people think it's just country cooking, and I think you're a little more than that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the other things that are on your menu that aren't necessarily like your down home comfort food, because you do have a lot of that, but you have some other stuff that's fun on the menu.
Yeah, for sure. So we do, some breakfast specials right now. I'm actually waiting on a delivery of 20 gallons of maple syrup from Vermont.
Stop it.
So we're doing like a banana nut pancake that's really been super popular with the Vermont syrup, and it's a specific color of syrup, and a lot of people don't know there's like different grades and colors of syrup, but amber is definitely
I did not know.
In my opinion, the best one, and so we're doing that. Dinner side, every Friday I come up with the special menu, and a lot of times it's seafood or Italian or something that reminds me of home, or like Dana and I love to travel, so sometimes it'll be something that we brought back from our trip or whatever. We love doing different stuff. We have such a loyal following, and a lot of times they're there like 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, sometimes we see people breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So keeping it fresh and interesting for them is important, and they love it. And we try to make sure that no matter what we do it like to where it's like affordable. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's important. I think people nowadays think that restaurants are gouging them or, raising their prices and claiming inflation and claiming, that, their supplies are so high. No, that is real. And our businesses do try to keep it affordable, is as affordable as they possibly can. And you guys have always been affordable, I feel like, in our world. Golly. So I was telling you earlier, because I know you do have seafood and stuff on your menu, and my dad, he's in Waycross, and when I'm pretty sure he just wants to come see me around lunchtime or dinner time so that we make sure we stop at Steffens. Like it has to be a stop. He loves it. He gets your fish, the fish fillet, loves it. And the jumbo shrimp, sometimes he'll get that. But people just love your restaurant. I know I do a military tour on Wednesdays, and we always ride by Steffens, and I'm telling them about it. And they're always like, we've already been there. So even when they've only been here for a week, they've already heard about Steffens and getting down to it. So that makes me happy. I'm like, well, then it's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, guys. I was trying to think, did I have any more questions? Will you tell your guys your hours and stuff as far as that goes?
Sure. So Monday through Saturday, we're open from 7 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night.
And breakfast all day?
And breakfast all day.
Okay.
And then Sundays, we're open from 7 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, I do know something else I wanted to talk about. I'm so sorry. I want to talk about your staff, because since I have been here for 7.5 years, I've been going in there. I know a lot of your staff. I mean, they're just amazing. I mean, Dana, you took care of me when I used to come in there with teas all the time. You're like, girl, just get a gallon of it. Stop this one cup. You just get a gallon of this tea. Like, and but the staff has been there for a while, and I think that speaks volumes. Let's talk about Nikki and Debbie. Like, they've been there for like almost 30 years.
No.
Debbie
just had her 34th.
34 years. And Nikki's at like 28, 29?
29.
29. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes for you guys, for the restaurant itself. Like, that's huge to keep people that long,
Well, it's really the customers too. They love them, and
absolutely.
Nikki's banter, and they know the orders when they come in, know what they're drinking.
They do.
Yeah.
And that is important. Like, what I'm drinking. Everybody knows what I'm drinking. Like, it's because I go in there, they learn, and they care about, and I know I'm not like this special one. I know they remember what my husband, what my friends, it's so crazy. I just see it and I love it. So you do close early on Sundays, correct?
Yes.
Sunday is what, till 2?
2.
Look at me. See, I know. I can work there. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all stopping by and just kind of filling me in on the history of Steffens. We appreciate you guys being in this community, for all the support you give to us, and just for y'all being here. We are truly blessed to have you guys in our community, and you are such a staple in our community. I don't know where we'd be without you guys. So I'm just so glad that we have 2 people that love this community, love the people in this community, and only want to bring the best to it. So I really appreciate you guys. People don't say it enough. Running a business is hard. And so I'm just thankful that you guys are willing to hang in there and do it. So
Thanks so much for having us.
Yes, of course. All right. Thank you, guys. You've caught the 27th episode of the Getting in Your Business podcast.